Hi, friends. I'm Lori Palau, host of the popular weekly podcast, This Organized Life, founder of Simply Be Organized, and author of the book Hot Mess, A Practical Guide to Getting Organized. For the past 7 years, we've been sharing stories, interviews, and strategies to help you live a more organized life. Whether you're struggling with physical clutter, calendar clutter, digital clutter, or just overwhelmed with the mental load of all the things, we're here to help you every step of the way. We know that one of the biggest struggles many of us face is time, and even finding the time to listen to a 45-minute long episode might not even be doable, which is why we've created this Organized Life Tip of the Week. These short episodes are designed to give you a little boost to start your week off on the right foot in under 15 minutes. This might be something that I'm doing in my personal life that I wanted to share, a tip that someone shared with me that I want to pass along to you, or maybe it might just be a prompt or story to help you think differently about the true meaning of clutter. New episodes of our Tip of the Week are automatically going to show up in your podcast feed on Mondays, and our regular long-form episodes will continue to drop each and every Thursday. Now, if you're new here, make sure to click the subscribe or follow button for instant access to all of our 300 plus past episodes. And if you're already subscribed to TOL, there's nothing that you need to do. Our bonus episodes should already be in your feed. Regardless of whether you just found us or you're one of our OG listeners, I am so happy that you're here. Now, let's get to it. Hi, everybody. We are back with another episode of this Organized Life Podcast's Tip of the Week. So if you are new to our show, this is our bonus episode that we are going to be dropping on Mondays. Our regular long form show gets dropped every Thursday. We have over 300 episodes there with all kinds of interesting guests, topics, all about clutter, organization, productivity, you name it. And this short form spin-off bonus episode that we are going to be running is something that we've been talking about for a while. And it's to give you guys these bite-sized actionable tips that you can start to do. So if you just want to have one quick takeaway, I mean, I know sometimes there's so much information that we give in our longer episodes that it's really hard to take the time to really digest it and then implement it. And our goal is to help teach, inspire, motivate, and empower you to be able to take action in the areas of your life where you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed. And so our goal with this Tip of the Week show is to give you these little nuggets, whether it's reinforcement of, hey, I'm already doing that, like awesome, and give yourself a little pat on the back, or maybe it's to say, oh, I never thought of that, and that's something I can do, because one small step every day is going to get you a little bit closer to where you want to go. And also these short form episodes are great for you to just quick share with a friend. If there's something that you hear that you're like, wow, this is a great tip, and I just want to share it with my kid, with my spouse, with my girlfriend, with my coworker, easy, just click the share button wherever you're listening and, spread the word. We really are hoping that you guys will resonate with this. We're also on YouTube. I always forget to mention that. But if you are somebody who prefers to watch versus listen, we can also access our tip of the day, or tip of the week rather, on our YouTube channel, which is This Organized Life Podcast. So last week we were talking about the one thing that I do every day. And so definitely go back and listen to that if you haven't already heard it. And today we're going to be talking about the 2-minute rule. Now, some of you may have heard of this before. I absolutely did not make it up. It's something that I've been practicing for years. But my friend and colleague, Gretchen Rubin, who many of you know is a New York Times bestselling author. She's been on our show like years and years and years ago. She wrote The 4 Tendencies, Happiness Project. She's got so many books. I can't even begin to go through them. But what she talks about is the 2-minute rule. And it's something that I was doing without even necessarily naming it, which is asking yourself the question, if I can do this thing in under 2 minutes, do it now versus procrastination. Because as we all know, procrastination is one of the leading forms or reasons why people struggle with clutter, because they procrastinate. They put things off. And we do that for a variety of reasons, which again, we're not necessarily going to get into today because that's going down a rabbit hole. But the reality is a lot of times we procrastinate because we think something's going to take us longer than it actually does. And so these little things like opening the mail or hanging up your jacket or your purse or your kids hanging up their backpack or putting your shoes away or putting your clothes in the hamper or putting your dishes in the sink or in the dishwasher. Taking that extra step oftentimes seems like it's going to be bigger than it is. But when you actually look at the data, these things, most of these little things that cause us a lot of anxiety can be completed in under 2 minutes. And I did a little informal kind of study myself a couple years ago where I took some basic, mundane, everyday tasks, like the ones I just named: mail, hang up your coat, folding a blanket at the end of the night. Like I'm always tired and I sometimes fall asleep on the couch or I'm like dozing and then I need to go up to bed and like I could choose to leave the blanket I was wrapped up on just kind of crumpled on the couch, or I take the extra minute to just fold it and put it away. And all of these little nagging tasks that will eventually either amount in clutter or make us have that same visceral reaction that a lot of times clutter has for many of us. And we could do them in under 2 minutes. Sometimes many of them were even under a minute. Even something as simple as brushing your teeth. How many times have you gone up to bed and said, like, I'm exhausted, I don't want to wash my face, or I don't want to brush my teeth? And these little things, forget about the hygiene factor. It really is something that it can be done so quickly, and we underestimate the negative impacts that can come from skipping these things. And so just starting to get in the habit of asking yourself, if you are somebody that has a tendency to just drop your keys or your phone wherever, or bring in the mail and just dump it on the counter, but not take that extra step to open up and put the stuff in the recycling bin, or dropping your clothes on the floor as opposed to putting them in the hamper. Whatever the thing is, if there's something that you're doing that you know ultimately you probably should be doing to completion and you're not, ask yourself the question, could I complete this in under 2 minutes? And if you're not sure, test it out. Do a quick test run. And if it's something that you're like, oh yeah, this is actually going to take longer than I have or that I want to spend, okay, fair. But I would bet, if I were a betting person, that the majority of these things can be done in under 2 minutes. So that is my challenge for you this week. Your tip of the week is choose something that you procrastinate on that can be completed in 2 minutes or less, and start committing that you are going to do it versus putting it off. So that's today's tip of the week. I am Lori Palau. Make sure, if you're not already subscribed to our show, to click that subscribe and follow button. You can follow us on social media, at our parent company, Simply Be Organized, or this Organized Life podcast. We're also on YouTube. So wherever you choose to consume your content, make sure that you follow us, and share our show with a friend. Until next week, I'm